This project under the crow is all about pipe. It's about this pipe, which is a concrete pipe in the ground. It's about this pipe. It's a terracotta pipe that runs along the outside of the house. And we might even be able to mix in some of this old rusty pipe. The point is, if you like pipes, this episode isn't a pipe dream.
Who cares about pipes?
Pipe down, and let's see if we can get some work in the pipeline. So after an exhausting search, I have been able to find the main drain line that comes out of the house and that goes down here into this tank. And I have to say, they made this in place and it is in amazing shape, and they did an incredible job. Now the pipe that leads to it is all concrete, as is the case during this period of construction. Unfortunately, we see two repairs, one there and one there, where they probably had a crack and wrapped a plastic bag around it for the time being and just never got back to it. So we're going to have to repair that pipe before we're able to use the tank. So when I started filming yesterday, it started raining. And since it never stopped raining, I stopped filming. But I didn't stop working, and I was able to get 4 patches done. I know I only said there was 2 cracks, but I was never that good at spelling. There were actually, I guess you would say 6, maybe 5, plus a section missing. So what is that, 7? Anyway, I'm going to show you the process with some that I still have to patch here. This is a section, so that you make sure you didn't miss all the excitement of patching pipe. Now the process for this is rather simple. I've mixed up some cemento and I've laid in some chicken wire. You know that I've got tons of chicken wire here at Under the Crow. I don't know why it's not crow wire. I guess they don't sell such a thing. But I'm just going to take the cement and lay in a bed. And I'm using my hands only because I found out that that's probably the easiest thing to use. Now in some of the sections I wasn't able to do this because I didn't have the pipe apart. So I had to dig the trench and just force the cement underneath it. But I don't know which one's easier. Now I'm going to try to lay in a section. This stuff is heavy. I guess the question is, how come I just didn't replace all this with PVC? And the answer to the question is they didn't have any PVC in this size. So I did what I could. Now I'm going to wrap the wire on around it and tie it. All this wire is doing is giving it a little bit of strength, I hope. I mean, it can't hurt, right? And again, no chickens are ever going to get in there. And then now this, I will go ahead and use the trowel because I'm trying to force some down in to any cracks, especially on this one side since it's at a little bit of an angle. And I'm not going to make as big of a joint as what I did on some of the others. This isn't as deep, and I don't have much cement left. But I do want to get enough to cover the joint good and make sure there's no leaks. So lastly, I'm going to put some pieces of slate into the cement. Why am I doing this? You know, I don't really know. As they say here in Italy, non lo so. I don't know. But I do know that all the joints that they originally did were done in this way. And guess what? I mean, if it lasted for 100 years, I'm going to do it exactly the same way. I guess it's giving it some strength is the theory. And it probably does. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Other than that, it, kind of looks cool. And then finally, I've got this small little missing piece. I just need to cut at an angle, and my pipe patching will be perfectly possible for plumbing. All right, so this one wasn't as pretty because I was in a hurry because it's about to rain. But I'm going to remove those couple of sections when it is dry that are just like busted pieces off to the side. I just had them there so that I didn't use too much concrete because I was down to dust. But as it is starting to rain, I'm going to cover this with a tarp for it to dry. And the dry sections, I'm going to start backfilling. And then I'm going to move on to another type of pipe. Well, I know you're primed for more pipe, but we're going to have to pivot to plumbing because of piove, which is the Italian word for rains, and we're going to have a lot of it for the next several days. So I'm not going to get to that terracotta flue pipe for probably a week. And I know you're disappointed, but to make it up to you, I'm going to take you down with me inside of the soakaway tank so you can see how those are constructed. It's kind of like a septic tank. So yeah, this project is really going down the drain. So in case you're wondering what the inside of one of these soakaway tanks look like, it's like this. It's a bunch of stone with a concrete top. There's the inlet pipe that we've been working on. It is amazing. Just something I didn't really want to show you, but I was like, I probably should show people, I guess. I've cleaned out all of the solids that were down at the bottom. We're not going to talk about that. It's just dirt, but still. So, in case you were ever wondering what the inside of a tank looks like, at least in this case, it looks like this. Okay, I hope you enjoyed your tour of the tank. And now, please, let's close the lid on this specific project and don't ever tell people I was in a septic tank. Please.